Good evening and welcome to today's lesson. Today we shall be looking at how to design a business card. So let's dive straight into it. So we'll be designing this business card. Yes, the front of the business card and the back of the business card. So we'll be designing this, so the front and the back. So we'll be doing the whole of this from scratch. After that, we'll take an assignment in which we'll have to design a business card of our own. So let's go straight and start. So just like any work and what we've done previously, we want to design a business card, so we have to create a new document. To create a new document, just click on this home. So you come to your home, click on create new. It takes a while based on the speed of the machine. So when you you click on create new, you choose the size of your business card. Now always make sure that you choose a size that you are going to print the business card in. So if you want your business card to be large as an A4, which is normally not so, then it should be in the size of an A4. But the general size of business cards in inches is 3.2 inches by 2 inches. 3.2 by 2 inches. So we are going to choose this size. Now normally business cards are printed, therefore when we are doing other settings and we are coming to choose the color mode, we should choose CMYK. This is the color mode for what? Printing documents. Now because we want to see the front page and the back page at the same time, we are going to choose two artboards, just like two papers, the front and the back. So two artboards. So if yours here is one, just click the top, you give it two, so it should be two artboards. So after doing all these settings, make sure here is 3.2, here is 2 inches. We are measuring in inches, not pixels. Then you make sure your orientation is what? Landscape. And you can now click on create. Yes. So now we have our two artboards. So let's dive in straight into doing our work. Okay. So this is the card we are going to design. So let's go into it now. So to design this card, we will first have to look at the components involved here. It looks a little blurry here because of the size in which it was designed. Remember, we didn't design it for screen, we designed it for print. So we are going to create these strokes or these designs. We are going to create them and also place the logo in. Now the name of the company here is Big Place Consult. So we are going to find a way to design, and in doing this we must also consider the theme color of the person or the institution we are designing for. In this case their theme color is yellow and purple. It's sort of purple or blue. Yes, you should know the colors you are using so that you make sure that your design looks a little uniform. So let's come to the design itself now. Yes, in previous lessons we learned how to draw shapes, so we are basically going to apply that here. So to draw those bars, we first need to click on the rectangular shape tool, then we can draw shape this way. The shape color, the default preset is white, but we can change it and select the color we need here. So this color. So we've selected our color. Then to round the edges, so when you come here, you see that the shape has rounded edges. So to round the edges, we learned this in previous lessons. You click here, you click on this, and sorry for that, I only clicked on one. You click on all, then you drag. So you've seen that we've rounded the edges. You come back and click on your selection tool, then you can now drag it in place this way. You will see that it is having a black stroke. When I click here, you see it's having a black stroke. We don't want it to have any stroke, so you can just say none. So still you click on it, none, and it is without any stroke. So we now have this. We want it to look exactly like this, and you can see it is yellow up there. We just use the same design throughout. So to do that, we are going to press on our Alt on the keyboard, then with the selection tool you drag. So we are making it an exact duplicate of this. It didn't work, we have to try it again with this. With your Alt pressed, then you drag. You see that it has duplicated. It has duplicated. So you now have this. We need more of it, at least 5 of it. So you drag again. You have another. You can drag again. We have another. Then we can drag again with our Alt press. Then we have the 5th one. So we are now coming back to arrange them this way. So you can see we have a yellow here, another yellow, the purple, and another purple. So we are basically going to arrange them in that order. So the first one is a yellow, a little hidden, with a purple following this way. So we can just change this color to this, and it is more of this deep yellow this way. So something this way. Then next one here, which is also a yellow. Then you will have to come back and look at this. And the following one is a purple, and the following one is a yellow. So you change that color to this, then something this way. So we have to arrange it with the arrow keys on the keyboard this way. So we now have something that looks a little this way. Something that looks a little this way. But when you study the design, you realize that we have some lines within this way. So quickly we are going to create those lines. Quickly we are going to create those lines. To create those lines, all we need to do is to select all. Then we come to the Path Finder tool. This is the Path Finder tool. Now when you don't have it here, come to Windows. Here we did this last week, previously. Then you look for Path Finder here. So you look for, so you see it here. When you click on it this way, it displays here. So you can see it displaying here, meaning it is there already. So you click on your pathfinder to just after selecting all this way, then you come to trim and click on trim. Immediately you click on trim, you can now right click and ungroup it. What trim does is that it is able to cut the shapes that are on other shapes out. So with the lines we have this way, we want to create this line, and this line. So to create those lines, we can just click this and we push it upwards a little. So you see that we're able to create that line. Then we can also click on this and also push it upwards and sideways a little, and you see that we've been able to create that space. We can also click on this and push it upwards and downwards a little, so you can see that we've been able to at least create that effect. We've been able to create that effect. It doesn't look exactly like it, but that is the effect that we've been able to create. Now someone will ask, all these lines, what are they doing? They don't show beyond the paper line. So we can come here, view, and click on trim view. You see that you can't see them again. You can't see them again. So let me position this well a little. You can't see them again. So now that we are done with that, we are now going to create this border line here, the lines we've placed here, and that one too is basically the same shape. So in order to do that, we are going to click this, press the Alt key on your keyboard, then you drag. Sometimes it doesn't work because you drag too much, so Alt key, you drag, and you have been able to duplicate. So I only pull it this way. Now you realize that I think I've done it wrong. Let's just draw another one. So I can just draw this, a normal rectangle, then I curve the edges and I drag it to the corner this way. I can also push it a little this way, so I have it this way. So I have that. I can pick the same rectangle, press my Alt key, drag, and you see that I've made a copy of it. So that one too, I can drag it upwards this way, so that I can have this color here. So you see that basically we've been able to create this and this. So we can now move forward and add our logo. So to add logo, normally your logo might have been pre-designed already. I have my logo already designed and exported here, so I'll just pick it. I'm just going to drag it into my work this way. So the logo looks more bigger than the work, so you have to just reduce the size here, the size of your work here, so you can come to 8.33. it becomes a little smaller. Press on your Shift plus your Alt key is very important, otherwise you spoil the scale of the logo. So Shift plus Alt key, then you drag, holding the boxes at the corner here. So you now drag and you see it fitting there, but you need to restore the size because you can't see. You come back, click here, then you click on fit on screen. It has fitted on the screen, but this is not, we don't want it as big like this. So we can come back and click on 50%. It's also too small. You can come and click on 100%, too small. 200%, too big for us. Then maybe 150%. So you can now see this way. we can now press on our space bar. This hand will appear. You see, whenever I click on the space bar, this hand appears. Then you drag it to fit the screen this way. So now we have to position our logo well. So we click on our logo, and you can now press and hold your shift key, then you drag this handle here, so it scales it uniformly. So you can now drag your logo and position it in the middle, where you can resize it a little, position it in the middle wall. So we now have our front page of our business card. But you realize that with the picture here, the background doesn't look completely white. We want to give it a little touch. To do that, we are just going to click on the rectangular tool, draw a full rectangle over this. So after drawing it over it, we come back here, then we choose this gradient color, black and white gradient color fill here. So when you choose it, this is what we have. So to format that gradient color, you can come back and click on this gradient tool. We did this in the previous lesson. So you click on the gradient tool this way, toolbox this way, come here, double click here, then you change this color to one that is a little whitish, something like this. And you have this. You can now click back, come back and click on your select tool, then you right click. Now we are going to arrange this. We are going to send it to the back because it has covered the whole work. And now click on arrange, then send back. You realize that it has gone to the back. So we are done with the front page of our business card. But you see that everything is moving, so we want to lock the back page there. You can click on it, come and click on your layer tab here, click on your layer tab here, click down onto this to display all the individual elements you have in your art. Scroll to the bottom, you see that what you have clicked on is highlighted this way. Then you come and click here, you see a padlock appear, meaning it has been locked. You can't do anything with it anymore. So when you even click, it doesn't select. Yes, that's how we want it, because we want it to function as the background. So now we are done with the front of our business card. We are done with the front of our business card. We can go ahead and export it. Just so now let's design the back page of the business card. So looking at the back page here, you realize we have a similar sort of design we had at the front page. We have a quick response code here, which is normally referred to as the QR code. Normally we use these on business cards because some people will not like to type in numbers and social media and all that. They normally just scan this with a QR scanner, and every detail is recorded on their phone. We have the name of the one bearing the card with a name here and his position, branch manager here. We have the location of the company, the website of the company, the email of the company, and the phone number of the company. So these are the things we are going to place on the back end or the back page of the business card. So let's move straight forward and do that. So this is our front end. So to now design the back end, we will now create the background. This background that looks a little gray like, so it's not completely white. And you saw how we created it in the first design. So all we do is to create a box this way. When it is filled with this color, you click on the color swatch here, click on this gradient, come back click on the gradient toolbox, double click on this, then you choose a gray color this way. So you see that we have this gray background. Now it is mobile, but we'll be working on it. Moving around with the step by. So we want to lock it like we locked this. So you click on it first, you click on the layer panel, then you come down here. It is normally highlighted this way. So this is it. So you click here and the padlock appears. Now it is locked, meaning you can't move it anymore. So let's dive in and design the front end. So first we are going to create these bars, similar thing that was at the front end. We are going to create them, bring in the QR code. So let's move into that. So to create that, we don't really need to create anything new again. We can just copy this one. Remember, we change the view to trim view, that's why you can't see the whole thing. So we can just copy this way. You can just drag over it, hold your mouse and drag over it, then you press your alt key on the keyboard. You can see double arrows appearing, and you drag it a little, it duplicates it. So you just drag it to this place, you drag it there. Now you see it at the back because what we are copying now was there before this. So you right click, arrange, bring front, so it is not at the front, and you will see that here it is smaller, so we have to make it smaller. Press your shift key on the keyboard, then holding the fill handle here, you drag it. We have made it a little smaller. We can drag it without holding the shift key, drag it to make it a little slimmer and longer this way. So something this way, just position it well for it to look very nice. So that is what we have done here for the front page this way. That's what we have done there. So after you have finished doing that, the next thing you do now is to bring in the QR code. The QR code is normally generated by a QR code generator or a QR code software. Most of the times it is done online, but I have a software I use in generating them. As we move on, we'll be learning how to use that software at all. Also, I'll be giving it to you and you'll be using it. So I'll just come here, click on this. I have my Big Place Consult QR code, and this QR code contains their number, email, all that. So immediately I scan this code, I'm getting all those details without writing it down or typing it onto my phone. So I'll now drag it into my work this way. You see that it looks a little big. So pressing your shift key on the keyboard, you scale it uniformly. So something this way, and now position it somewhere here for it to look very nice and visible. So it has been positioned there just like we did here. So the next thing we need to do right now is to put the name of the card bearer and the position he holds. So to put the name of the card bearer, meaning we are going to put in text. So to put in text, you click on either T, you press on T on your keyboard, or you can just come here on the tools panel and click on the type tool. So when you click on the type tool, the cursor changes this way. So you can just click anywhere using one of the default fonts, which is Maverick Pro, which I use a lot. You can just type in the name. So at this point it can be your name, but I decided to use Kofi Yesu. So Kofi Yesu, Kofi. Don't worry about the name, it's just something I'm trying to use here. So we'll be having our type this way. So you can just select it, highlight it this way. Then using your shift control plus your less than greater than key on the keyboard, you can increase and reduce the font, or you can come here, click on the type tool. Here you increase and reduce the font size. So that's what we are doing here. So after you are finished doing that, come back and click on your selection tool, drag it to the right position. You can make it a little smaller. And you realize that here we used this color, the purple color. So we are going to use the purple color. Then we made it a little bold. In Illustrator, to make things bold, normally we use the strokes. So I'm going to apply some stroke to it here. So using this color, I'll apply some stroke to it. And let's say 0.5 stroke will be okay. Change the color to purple, and this is what we have. Now the position of the person, branch manager. Now once you click on the type tool, click on type, then branch manager, typing in there. Oh, sorry for that. Branch manager. So you type it in there. So you can now drag it below here. Now you see that one, the color we used something a little gray. We reduce the font to use something a little gray, or you can position it well. You see that here we used something a little gray, not black completely. So you come here and choose something gray like this or like this. Yes, so that is what we have done. So we've been able to do that. Now when we come back here, you realize that we have an icon here like that of a person, even though this looks a little blurry based on the size, that of a person. So we'll now design this and also do this and also write these details here. So to do that, we are simply going to copy one of these shapes. So just like we did previously, hold on your Alt on your keyboard, click on it, hold on your Alt on your keyboard, then you can now drag a little and it duplicates. So you now drag it to the corner here, pull it out a little, then hide this, and you drag it to the down this way. So we are now going to position it well to look exactly like this. So to do that, we can drag this out a little so that one looks a little big. So we can drag this out a little, then we arrange it this way. So we can now go and look at a trimmed view. So it will trim it round, giving you the trimmed view this way. Now you realize that with this, I used some icons here. So we didn't just write the names, we used some icons all around. Now some of these icons are pre-designed icons that sometimes we get from the net. You can design some yourself, but it takes time. So most of the times they are pre-designed icons. In Photoshop we call them presets, shape presets. So as part of this, like the third part of this course is how we can get some of these resources for our designs. So I have a set of them that I normally use. We'll be using that. I will be including it in the course, the lesson as well, so that you can use for your assignment. So with this, I need those icons. I've already opened my icon sets here. So I use all these icon sets for my designs most of the times. So now I need this one beside the name there. I need it, so I'm now coming to look for it here. So this is it. So all I do is to click on it, then I drag it onto my design. So it's something this way. It looks a little bigger. Sorry. Click on your shift key, drag and scale it to the size that is suitable, something this way. and you come back here and give it this color. So you see, very simple as that. That is what we've done. Now I need these icons. Now I need these icons here, this and this. I need these icons. So that one too, I'm going to get it from my icon set. So to get it, I come back here. I've already opened it, that's why it is there like that. I come back here. So I will now get the location icon from here. So there is it. I can increase the scale a little and I drag it onto my work this way. It looks so big, so it's pressing on the shift key. I can reduce the size this way, drag it this way, also reduce the size this way. Now you see that the work looks so small on the workspace, so I can press on my Alt key on the keyboard. If you are using the mouse, scroll, and you see that as you are scrolling forward, it is becoming bigger. After you are done with that, press your space bar. You see a hand cursor appearing. Drag it to position it well this way. So I can now press on my shift key and position this very well here, and I change the color to this, and you can see it there. I come back here. The next thing I'm going to pick is my web icon here, more of a globe. So that one too, you can find it here. You can just drag it into your work this way. Press on your shift key, come back here, then you position it well this way. You change the color here as well. Then I can still come back to this. The next icon is the email icon here, the email icon here. So that one, so I can get it from here. So I can just look through these icons, can look through them. Where is the email? So it is here. I can increase the size a little, drag it into this, scale it down completely, can now scale it now, can now scale it for it to look suitable, and I position it here. You see those pink lines helps you to position your work or your elements very well. They are guiding me here, so I can now use my arrow key to position it a little better. Okay, then the next thing is my phone icon. So to do that too, I have it here. I look through and my phone icon is here, so I can now drag, scale it, drag it into my work, scale it for it to look smaller. Scale it for it to look smaller this way. Change the color. That's like we did for all, and you can see that we've been able to position our icons. So the next thing needed now is the text here, the name and all that. So to include that, just like we added text here, you click on your type tool, click on this, then you can now backspace and type. So let's say the name where you are is Asogli State, or Asogli Street, Asogli Street Ho. So I've added that here. Then because we want all of them to be the same font, you can increase and decrease the font to suit the size, but it shouldn't be too big, because we want all of them to be the same font. We are going to copy this and paste. So by holding your Alt key, the two arrows appear. You can just drag below, and we have another, the same procedure. You drag below, we have another. That didn't work. That didn't. So the same procedure, you hold your Alt on the keyboard, you drag, you hold your Alt on your keyboard, you drag, you have another, you hold your Alt, you drag, and you have another. So this is what we have. So we can now change this font. So we come back and click on the text type tool. So let's say the email of this company is www.bigplace.com. So you now come back, click on this, and you use your arrow keys to position it well. Click on this to click on your type key. So their email, let's say it's bigplace@gmail.com. So you now click here, drag this way, you position it well. The next one will be our contact. So that one to be backspace all. So contact +233. This card might be used internationally, so you must make sure you use the codes on it. So let's see, this is our number now. So basically this is all we have done for the front page. So at the end of the day, we reduce this holding your Alt key and your arrow keys. Basically we are done with designing a very simple but very modern business card. So if you have a business card now without this QR code, then it is not a business card. So this is a very beautiful and business card, and we are all supposed to design this by using our own colors. I will include this and the logo, or you can find your own logo with another form of design, not necessarily using these bars in your assignment. So we are all supposed to design a business card like this and submit. Thank you very much.